Hi, so let's talk today about the quiet shift that happens as we age. When clothes don't fit exactly how they used to, it's not the same. I used to walk into a clothing store, know exactly what size I was. This was before we were able to shop online. But I could walk into a store and know exactly what size I was, knew it was going to fit. I would try it on, it would look good, and I would be on my way. Now, not so much. My body is different. My shape is not the same as it used to be. And instead of fighting it, I'm trying to learn how to accept it with grace. If you're over 50 and you're feeling frustrated in the dressing room, just know that you're not alone. So let's have an honest conversation about our changing bodies, how to accept it, and just learn how to dress the body that we're in now and still feel confident and beautiful. I remember my love for shopping started when I was younger. My mom would take me shopping. As a child, I remember her taking me. She did not drive at the time. We would get on a bus and travel to a shopping mall, what we called across the river. And we would go and shop, and she would spend her money on me for clothes. That's just such a sweet memory I have of my mom and I spending that time together, and we would go all the time, whether it was shopping for clothes or whatever it was. I needed a new pair of shoes. She did what she could, and she would spend her last dollar, I think, on her kids, and later in life I noticed she used to do it for her grandchildren. And she loved to give, and she loved to spend her money on others, and that would make me happy, and I think she would see that, and it gave us an opportunity to spend a day together. And it's just a really good memory that I have. So that's where my love for shopping began. And as I grew a little bit older and got my own job and was able to spend my own money, I would shop every season, every new season, usually the spring and the fall. I would go and buy myself a whole new wardrobe. My mom would come with me. I remember, she was able to see the clothing that I tried on, and I could I could pick out the coolest clothes. And I had a cute little body at that time, and was in a much smaller size, and just could try things on. And I would spend, I can't even tell you the amount of money that I would spend every season for new clothing and shoes especially. I loved shoes. I still love shoes. Um, but my motto was, you get what you pay for. I would buy quality clothing, and they would last. And I wouldn't blink an eye to spend, $100 or more at that time, on a good pair of shoes. And at that time, I would need clothing for work. I was in a corporate career at that time. We would go into the office, and you would have to dress. You would have to dress in clothing, um, pantyhose. We wore pantyhose at that time. But I think I was, uh, I was popular for the way that I dressed, and people knew that I had always looked sharp, and it made me feel good, when I had a new outfit. So that's where my love for shopping did begin. But um, just uh, just knowing now, when I go shopping, it's a totally different experience. I noticed the change happening many years ago, but I went through a period of time where I didn't shop for myself. I had my son, and as a single mom, my money went towards things that he needed. And I didn't feel good about spending money on myself and buying myself new clothes. I would buy what I had to and tried to look the best that I could, but I just didn't. I would feel guilty, I guess, when I would buy things for myself, when I would think that my son would actually need. you know, need that need that money spent on him, whether it was clothes or toys or whatever. But anyway, as far as the change the past couple of years, I've started to notice um, when I've gone out to go shopping, if I needed something or needed some clothes for a new season or something, I would get frustrated because I would try on clothing that I have worn for many years, the in a shape that I no longer had, and um, it was difficult. It made me sad. It made me depressed, and I would a lot of times leave a clothing store without anything because I didn't want to spend the money on something that I didn't like, and things just fit differently. Clothing fit differently, and I need to say that I started to learn how to dress my body for what it is now. But the clothes were not fitting the same. The sizing was different, and I was running across styles that felt too young or too old, and it was just frustrating. So what I began to look for was clothes that were comfortable, clothes that were stretchy, but still look good. And I found that. And with the help of a local, well, I believe it's nationwide, but a store that I went to recently, and I will mention it on here because the ladies were just wonderful. But it was J. Jill, and their clothing is comfortable. They have a wide variety of sizes. They have clothing that is, I believe they have petite sizes in addition to, sizes that are on the larger side. So I had a woman that worked with me when I was there, and while I was in the store, and she was helping me pick some things out. I was getting frustrated again because I go in and you're still of that mindset that different kinds of clothing, t-shirts, whatever the way the clothing is that fits your body, that's what you're used to. And I can tell you that this woman was kind enough to bring some different styles and different materials of clothing to me in the dressing room so I could try them on. And I'll tell you what, it made such a difference. I was finding different styles of clothing that I wouldn't normally wear, different colors. I have a tendency to um, go towards neutral colors, black and white colors, and you can see from this recent shopping trip that I had, um, I got this beautiful purple blouse, and it's the material is wonderful and it's comfortable, and the pants are as well. You can't see them right now, but it makes such a difference in how you feel. You have clothing that isn't tight and uncomfortable, and it really, really made a difference. You have to be open to trying new things, and I know that that really made a difference for me. So some things I just want to share is just know and understand that um, the size that you are and the shape that you are does not reflect on the type of person that you are. I have to say honestly, I'm still working on that, but I'm learning, I'm growing, and um, as you get older, you start to learn these things that it's not about your size or anything like that. It's the person that you are. It's what you are inside, and your worth is not tied to a number on a tag. Learning to dress the body that you have is a form of self-care and self-love. Um, just do it for yourself. You have to let go of the idea of dressing the body that you had when you were younger. It just it isn't going to work. And find a style that reflects your personality and what makes you feel good. Wear clothes that that are just not about your size, but are about your personality. Another thing I want to share is you know, these comfortable clothes are what I feel comfortable in, and are my style. I go and I look online and I see women on Instagram and things like that that are my age or older, and they look so cool with their with how they dress, and they feel good about themselves. So, find a store that does reflect your style. If it's in your area or even if it's online, but um, just find a place uh, that you like to go, that has your size and your style, and stick with that. And know that change is natural and that you're not alone. There's many of us women at this age that are going through exactly the same thing. Have compassion for yourself and just be open to exploring your options when shopping and dressing. So let me know in the comments if you've experienced the same thing while shopping, and what clothing you may have found that makes you feel comfortable now at the age that you are and your body shape. Just share it in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. I will be sharing more videos about navigating this life after 50, and sharing some personal stories and tips. And I would love to hear yours as well. So please subscribe, and I will see you next time.